Hi everyone, and welcome to the version 2.2 version of Quidditch Manager. I want to do a quick walkthrough of all the items that were added between 2.1 and 2.2. So the first thing that you'll notice is the radical overhaul of the style. We had our designer Adrian come in and he added a whole bunch of artwork. He added all the decorations along the side, the background, the different text, the different buttons. We're still experimenting with like the humanoid style that we want to go with here, but we'll kind of walk through what he did as we walk through the rest of the game. So we still have the simulation menu working here. We're going to look at the exhibition here in just a second here, but here's another style of art that we could go. The last version we just had the house cup working, which was taking the 4 Hogwarts houses. Everybody plays each other once, and then the winner of that becomes your champion. Since then, we've added the British Isles Championship, which is taking our 8 teams split between 2 divisions, and each team plays through their division, and then the winner of each division plays itself for the championship. And then on the World Cup side of things, we have 3 different divisions where everybody plays each other, but you play your division twice, and then you have, at the end of the season, the winner of each of the 3 teams, as well as all of the losers, are added into a wildcard bracket, and then the winner of that wildcard bracket, so you have 4 teams make it to the playoffs, and then the winner is determined after those playoffs. So essentially it's an 87-game season. To help speed that along, we've added a Snitch findability rating. So this could be like your default rating here, or if you want to have it be longer games, you can toggle on the long section here. Or if you want them to be super fast, like they find it within like 1 minute of each other, then you can go that route. So that works for both the House Cup, British Isles, and the World Cup there. I can show a quick image of that. I thought I could. We could look at that here in a little bit. Another key item that we worked on was our, there we go, there's our back button. The exhibition side of things. So this got a lot of rework here. Instead of having each team split between each division, we now have them all in this group right through here. We also added in all kinds of new logos for each of the different teams, so thank you so much for that, Adrian. We have all the different teams listed right through here between the Hogwarts houses here. We have the professional teams through here, and then the flags for each of the countries right up here. So now instead of picking 2 different teams and seeing them right up here, you can click one and you'll see it surfaced up here. You can click another one, and then you can see it surfaced up there, or you can undo it, and then pick different teams from there. So this way you can still have different teams going against each other. We did remove the random team selection for now. That could be added back in later. Another element that we surfaced was the ratings of each of the teams. In the past, we had surfaced each team with all of the players on each team. Right now, we have removed that, and instead we've surfaced the rating for each of the aggregated positions. So for here, the 3 chasers' aggregate score for England is 49, whereas the Kestrels are at 40. You can also see that for the beaters and the keeper and the seekers as well. So you can see like the difference between like the Gryffindor team here with chasers of 30, and let's go with Canada here of chasers of 51. So you should be able to see how the teams will fare when they play each other there. We also added an options menu down here. So this is where our weather and the Snitch findability rating went. So you can pick the weather there, or you can also hit random, and it's actually a true random now, where it's hidden from the player instead of choosing one at random there. We do have a hidden field down here, which is where our stadiums will be surfaced. We're going to be working on that in the next edition here. We also overhauled how the game looks. So instead of having the gray text on the green background, we're trying to match that blue style through here. We also went through and added colorings to the different font to indicate what different items have occurred. So in the case of this cyan color, that is a shot that went to the keepers that was saved. The white is just the general Quaffle movement. The red indicates when a player has been knocked out by a bludger, and then a team, when they score, then that one is highlighted in yellow. Another addition that we had was surfacing how the different positions are handling it right up here. So we have the 3 chasers, the 2 beaters, the keeper, and the seeker. So when a different player is knocked out via the bludger, you can see that position get turned off right up here. So a way to benefit the other team once that player is knocked out, there's been a slight buff that has been given to the team that knocked the other team out. So it's similar to like a power play in hockey that is then reverted once that position comes back. In addition to reworking how this is surfaced, we also reworked how the beater's logic worked. previously, the beater logic was a little shaky at best, where if it hit a different beater, they just were knocked out for the entire game. They couldn't even reach the Seekers based on how the logic was performing, so we've altered that. And now if the beater hits a bludger at a keeper and knocks them out, then the goals that the keeper are protecting are completely open, so any shot that the chaser makes on goal automatically goes in. And then chasers, instead of just being hit if you're carrying the Quaffle and dropping the Quaffle, now any of the chasers can be stunned, and then it goes back into adding that boost to the team once the player is knocked out. Also for this, we did some major tuning changes here. So all of the keepers received a buff of about 10 to 18% for their catching radius. The chasers reduced their speed and their shooting accuracy between 5 and 8%. The Hogwarts players also received an additional 5% nerf for each of their chasing positions. And then the World Cup teams were a little bit too extreme, so they have been nerfed about 8% at each position. So we had selected the fast time period for the players through there, so we can see how long it will be until the Snitch can be surfaced here. So it looks like it'll be about 3 minutes. So we'll kind of let that game go in the background here, and then I can talk about another item that we were working on here. So in terms of the team structure, now instead of having all of them tied up inside of the player script, they have been spliced out and given their own classes. So we have the Chaser class, the Beater, the Keeper, and the Seeker, and they are all tied to this Teams category right through here. So you can see the name of the team here, the team logo, as well as tracking like all their season stats through here. And then having the ability to add or remove Chasers or Beaters or Keepers or Seekers from our list through here. This also adds a easy way to set up seasons or trading once we get into the management section. The team rating for also how they handle the weather is located on the team aspect as well. So jumping back over to the game here, another item that we worked on was adding fixing the Snitch finding elements. So beforehand, they would just appear on top of the Snitch and then they would catch it. So now we surface how they see the Snitch when they reach for it. And then if they both are reaching for it, you can see it there. And then there's a chance based on the Seeker speed and the Seeker grab radius, they have a chance to grab the Snitch. And then if they miss that chance, then it is missed, and then they have to enter a cooldown period. And then once they grab the Snitch, then the game is over, and then the score is surfaced right through there. So we also overhauled how the stats menu looks, trying to match the theme there. And our momentum graph is still working there. And then we also have our season graph down here if you are inside of a season. So I believe that is everything that we had worked on for version 2.2. Looking at the roadmap a little bit here, we're going to be working on the management element here, as well as the simulation element for the playoffs in the next version. So feel free to give the game a try. I like to have it running in the background so that way I can just kind of keep tabs on it as we're going through it. So thanks everybody, and I'll keep you posted on the next one.